Okay, let's see how this goes. Hey everybody, getting ready to do a quickie live session on building some card boxes, so I'm going to let people filter in a little bit and I will be right back, so just stay tuned. Okay, sorry, that's enough dead space. So let me go ahead and get set, and we'll see who shows up for this one. So this time around, we're going to be building something that I normally, wouldn't be building. Used to do a lot of these and then got out of it. Just demand for them, I guess, kind of dropped off. Plus, it wasn't a direction that I was going heavily at the time. But now that so many games are coming back to them and starting to use them as a way of keeping track of data about your characters and those sorts of things, cards have really kind of been something I've had to focus on lately. So, I mean, we've all seen these. They've been around forever. You know, the standard plastic card box. And they work. I mean, you know, they're durable. They have, you know, like, they're pretty decent. Come in all different sizes. These happen to be the ones that I used for my Dead Zone stuff, which reminds me I've got to get new cards for Dead Zone now that they're redoing the rules, but that's a whole other story. But it's nice, you know. I mean, you can keep your cards in them. You get the card sleeves, the whole nine with it. But it's boring. You know, there's nothing really exciting about them. You can get the super decorative ones, but even then, they're still the same plastic. And then you can get the plastic where over time it'll start to wear along here. Or you can get the hard plastic ones, the serious heavy-duty ones. But again, those get kind of big, kind of heavy, a lot of stuff to carry around. When you buy games, they come in these little paper boxes. In fact, these are for my kids. They've just recently started to play Pokemon. So I didn't want to have to deal with them, you know, like dealing with ripped cards and all the other fun stuff. So they come with these little things. So I figured, let's do something a little bit different. So I did this. Okay. These are a little bit bigger box. I wanted something that they could put not only cards in, but also the little counters and those sorts of things that go with the game in it. So to be able to keep everything all in one shot. These I actually did an engraving on. Let me turn this around. For their game. So since they're playing Pokemon, I decided to put, you know, like the little Pokemon logo on it. And, you know, like a group of Pokemon on the back. So you got, you know, like Charizard and Pikachu and Squirtle and those kind of guys on the back of it. Just as something a little bit different for them. Cool thing with it, though, is enough room that you could actually, if I wanted to, I could fit, you know, quite a few cards in this one. Even if I go to cards with sleeves. So let me grab some of the cards that I have that are in sleeves. So the sleeves fit as well, so you don't worry about having enough space. And in fact, this is even, there's enough space that I can fit top load cards in it. So for people that like are into the top loaders, those will actually fit as well. Anyway, pretty simple little case. Flip this over. So that's what it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and put one together. Okay, so we're going to start off with all the pieces. Now, all the pieces for these go together fairly quickly. I mean, it's not that heavy of a build. It is a box after all, so You know, you're dealing with essentially 6 main pieces. 2 sides, top, bottom, front, and back. Right? Something like that. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this one put together. This one I did a little bit different, whereas the first one I just did the drawing as line art. This one I actually went through and engraved, just to give it a little bit different look. So let's get it put together. So we're going to start off with, in the case of this one, I'm not going to use my normal glue. I'm actually, instead of using my usual tacky glue, which I normally use, really love this stuff, but for this one, because it's going to see a little bit more wear and tear than most things would, I'm going to go to the wood glue. It's just a lot stronger than any other glue that you're going to find out there, and it just works. If you need something that's going to be stable, that you're not going to worry about it warping, or you know, like being pulled, the pieces being pulled on and having things come apart, wood glue is the way to go. Back up here. So what we will do is we're going to go ahead and pop some glue down here and start putting this one together. I mean, this is really an easy project. It's not like the terrain or any of the other stuff that I normally do. So, yeah, it's kind of a... I'm going to skip some of these, sorry. I keep forgetting that I have to stay inside the parameters of the tray so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Actually, I think I put glue on one that I wasn't supposed to. And that's okay. Wipe off the extra. Wipe off the extra glue. Nobody will notice. So we're going to take this one. Actually, I think I got a... good, I do have an extra paintbrush around here. Always hold on to your paintbrushes. Especially the ones that, you know, buy the cheapies and then over time, as they go bad, they find new usage. There's no point in going out and buying specific, you know, oh no, I've got to deal with stuff for glue. Used to use a lot of these, the little cheapies. Everybody remember these from grade school? You know, you can get those. I mean, I went to Hobby Lobby and got a big tub of them for like $3. So, anyway, I'm gonna take those 2 parts and start gluing them together. And we're gonna line this up on here. Alright, so there goes that part of it. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the ends on. And end pieces, which is what those are. Turn them over. Put some glue. I mean, these go together fast, so this is probably going to be a short vid. Just because there's not much to these. I mean, let's face it. It is a box. Alright, so we've got glue on those. And we're going to take this, we're going to line it up on there. And we're going to slide it down on there. Clean up some of my glue as I go along. So now we got both end pieces on. Stand up every once in a while and check and see if anybody's doing comments. So there goes that. Okay, a little wobbly, but that's okay. Once we put the bottom in, it's going to stiffen up. And that's what we're going to do now. So we've got the bottom part. And the bottom one, I'm actually going to pay a little more attention when I go to put the glue on. Because what I don't want are these coming apart with use. Like I said, these, unlike most terrain, is going to see a lot heavier use. Chances are it's going to get dropped, bounced around in their book bags. You know, it's like I think the library over by me is where my wife took them. That they're looking at getting into a Pokemon League. So it's all beginners. These are all little kids. I mean, you know, these are, you know, first graders who are just now getting into it. So it's not like, it's not like the Magic guys that are like serious. Like, okay, we know every rule and every card and every combo. Nope, these are just little kids playing, which is the way it should be for a lot of games. I mean, when they're first starting out, so you don't want them. Whoo, that's always fun. Watch out for your rubber bands when they break. Haha. I've got to clamp together fairly tightly, and I don't really want to go and get my clamps. So toss that on there, and that'll give me a good. Because what I don't want is I don't want these pieces to bow out as the glue dries. I'd much rather have them keep flat. I've still got to go back after it's all done and sand it just to even stuff out, because there's still, it is wood. So, and even with the acrylic, no matter how precisely you cut it, it's very hard to get it 100% flush. So rather than deal with it, these are just a shade off, and I think it's because my material. I mean, you can't get 100% of an eighth of an inch. Let's face it, it's wood. It's going to change. So let's get that part of it done. Let's go ahead and do the top. Top goes together the same way. And this one. All of those. Yeah, there we go. Put those in. Put that there. That there. And we're going to glue all of these in one shot. Sneaky trick. There we go. Got our glue being spread out. Put me just a tiny bit on these upper corners. Can I do those? Yes, I can. Okay. There we go. Make sure I get glue on all my tabs. Smooth the glue out a bit. Alright, so we got the glue all smoothed out. And we're just going to literally fold the pieces up. Can't talk. What part of I'm recording shit did you not understand? Alright. There we go. Got all of those glued together. So, whoops, pop that one back out of there. Let's line that back up. There we go. Alright, so we got that on there. Reach over here into my pile of mystery stuff. Grab another band. Should hold it while the glue dries. So I'll put one on that one. Put it all together, because what I want it to do while it dries is I want it all to line up a little bit better. Toss a heavy more over here. No more rubber bands over here right now. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have one more here somewhere. There we go. Found another one. Okay, that's it. Simple, basic. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's the box. I mean, these I can do in all different sizes. This one is just, like I said, the small size. I've done larger ones. I've done smaller ones. I kind of like this size over. I actually like the 2 wide size over being the one single box. Mainly because it gives you a spot to put the extra stuff. So in the case of Pokemon, you have your counters and those kind of things. The only thing that doesn't fit in is your mat, but that's kind of an obvious. So what they can do is they can fit, I think in this one they can fit like 100 cards, and they'll still have space on, put 100 cards on one side and still have space to put all their tokens and counters and those kind of things. In fact, I think what I'm going to do for them is make some some counters that are the dial type that allow them to keep score for each one instead of having, you know, like 50 little chips for it to have 6 or 8 little dial counters, so it's just a 1-inch disc, about like what their coin is that they flip. Anyway, so that's that. Alright, so let me take a look at how much time we've got. And, oh, we got plenty of time. You know what? Since I had it hiding in my wood pile, I actually did one of these using some of the decorative wood that I use for other projects. So this, gosh, I gotta remember which one this one is. I think this is a redwood of some sort. I don't know, or a walnut, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to look and find out. It's just a really nice wood. I love the way it looks, and when you put a clear finish on it, it comes out a lot more red, so you get kind of this reddish color to it, which is pretty cool. So this would be more of a, this is going to be more of a deluxe version. I guess this will be Dad's box, since I know that Dad's going to end up playing the game as well. Because if the kids play, Dad's going to have to play, because they're going to need somebody to play against. And let's face it, when they play against each other, it can get interesting. So what we're going to do, let's move some of these pieces around. And see if we can put this one together too. Goes. Alright. And we'll do the same thing. I mean, really, like I said, it goes together the same way, providing that you line up all the parts correctly. Okay, let's put some. There we go. Nice thick bead of glue there. Glue on that one. Glue bottles are great, the no drip style. I mean, they just make it so much easier. Grab our brush. And if this was if this glue was going to be on the outside of the piece, what I'd actually recommend doing on something like this, where you're using the serious woods, would be take some masking tape and put masking tape on the areas that you don't want glue to go to. So just some thin lines. And what that would allow you to do is it controls that you don't have overspill and extra glue going places. And I can see that I used the tab, that's okay. So then you get, because what will happen with the glue when you go to stain it, oops, that, there, should be plenty. When you go to stain it, the glue will change colors. Now on a wood like this, it's not really as much of a problem, but on your lighter woods like the birch that I use for the S1, on those, that glue yellowing will make a difference. So put this one down there. Here we go. Press that down a little. And I am out of rubber bands, which is never a good thing. So I may have to actually go get some rubber bands or some clamps. Let's see. Or, I know what we'll do. We'll cheat. We'll do the tape. Low-tech masking tape. Love this stuff. It's great for temporary clamping. I mean, you can get it at your hobby store. It's normally, or if you go to your art supply store that has drafting supplies, you'll find it there. Love this stuff because it leaves no residue. It's almost like the blue painter's tape, but it's a little bit stronger. The problem with the blue painter's tape is it's hit or miss. There are some brands that are really good and then some that are just horrible. I ordered, when I was doing my Kickstarter, I ordered, ordered 2 of them from 2 different companies, two different vendors. cases of the blue painter's tape, and one of them was just brutally bad. I mean, everything about the tape was just horrible. It didn't stick. It barely stuck to itself. You know. So definitely, if you are going to go that route, you know, pay attention to what you're getting. I guess move this out of here and free me some space. And that goes that way. So if you are going to go with that, if you are going to go with the blue painter's tape for doing stuff like this, where you want to stick pieces together, definitely get the good stuff. Don't cheap out on it, because the quality can vary widely. Toss that one on there. More glue. Don't be stingy with the glue. You can always take a wet rag and clean it up. Right, let's see. Can I? Yes. Checking to see if I can put glue there or not. Trying not to put glue in spots that it doesn't need to be, because then it's less cleanup later. So toss that in, fold this piece up, line everybody up, fold this one up, line everybody up again, bring this one around, same thing on this end, line her up. A lot of glue dripping down on the inside and the corners, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. Tape. When I'm taping these together, you notice I'm pulling awful hard on these because I want it to kind of clamp down. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the tape on and then you're going to pull and stretch that tape a little as you put it down. You could do the same thing. I mean, this way, tape's got a little bit of stretch to it, but what it wants to do is it wants to pull back. So when it does that pull back part, it helps hold the pieces together a little bit tighter. Oops. Okay. Last piece of tape in there, and then we just have to do the bottom. Same thing on the bottom ones. Bottom ones on this one, I think I may have to pull a different direction. That's going to pull down. Pull this one. There we go. So I want those to seat really well. I cannot wait to see how this one is going to look when I put the clear coat on it, because it's going to bring out that grain. It's just going to look really nice. A little bit of glue squeezing out, that's okay in the case of this one, because you can see how when I squeeze that, there's still glue coming out on it. It tells me there's still air spaces between those. Go through here, grab a paintbrush, and I'm just going to clean up that corner a little. Just a little. Not too worried about how much glue is on the inside of them, because it'll fully dry. And once it dries, you can always go in and scrape. Just give it a quick scrape, and it'll clear out all the extra little parts and pieces. So there's that. And we're going to spin this around the right direction. And there it is. So there's our more decorative version of it, I guess. One more piece of tape to pull those in. Don't have rubber bands. Oops. As you can tell, I'm pulling pretty hard on this tape, so because I want those to close up. do not want those joints popping out on me. I want them fairly tight because it'll look a lot better. Anyway, so that is really it for the card box. I do different designs on them. Whoops, sorry. Come in a little closer so you can hear me. I do different designs on them, so it's like I did a rather huge box. This was for my gosh, what game is it? My bigger, blacker box for Cards Against Humanity. I needed something to hold them, so I did this box for that one, and it was nice having the little slot, so it was easier to get the cards in and out. This one, oddly enough, because I've bought every single card that they offer for the darn game, is now one for the woodpile. You know, I just have more cards than I can put in it. Anyway, so that's really it for the build along part of this. Let's see, how did we do on time? On time on this one? We only went a half hour for this one. Oh well, no worries. Next time we'll probably go longer. Some of these will be long, some will be short. It's just a matter of what we're building at the time. So, that's it for the deck boxes. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. If there's something you want to see me build, I mean, if you want to see how some of this stuff goes together, if you wanted to see how I came up with something like this and what all went into building it, you could do a build along on it. So, anyway, take care, guys. Talk to you later.